Reliquary needs a rework if it's meant to be replayed. Okay, so Reliquary, the operation, is the one where you fight the Helldrake at the end. And I don't know if I feel the same sentiment this guy does. I think that Reliquary is actually in a pretty good spot. I think it's fun. However, you can definitely tell there's going to be a difference between me and this guy. Sure, the first 10 times is fine, but play for 150 hours and this gets too boring. The escorting part genuinely sucks the energy and pace out of this level, then the Helldrake fire section, and the boss fight itself, plus the Chaos Marines, which in general are not as enjoyable. Okay, I'll give this guy the Helldrake section. The Helldrake fire section I actually enjoy. It gives it a little bit more atmosphere, even though you can get burned to death pretty easily. But the Helldrake flying through the air and stuff is very, very cool. The boss fight can be weird, but I think I had good luck with teammates going for Reliquary because we all pick one side to stick at and then, press the buttons as needed. But yeah, sometimes you can get people who don't understand the patterns for basically the puzzle for the boss. But it's really easy, to be honest, to pick up. So even if you make a mistake, it's really easy to understand why you made the mistake. Yeah, the Helldrake boss fight is actually not that bad, but it can be if you have teammates who don't know what they're doing. The part that they're right about is the escorting part in the beginning. Ugh. I don't know what it is about that section, but that is, yeah, I understand that first part can be such a drag. I don't understand. Everything else about Reliquary I don't have a problem with, but yeah, the escorting part in the beginning is definitely a bit of a drag. Okay. It's one of those things that become a chore after a few times. I don't know if I would describe it as a chore. I would just describe it as a momentum killer. Like, you start Reliquary off, you're fighting in the graveyard or whatever, and then you gotta sit there and look for a robot and then listen to a robot and follow a robot. It's just like, oh man. It's just not fast pacing, and I think everything else in the level is fast. Like, especially when you gotta dodge the fire section and stuff, you gotta move fast. So, yeah, I don't know. It genuinely gives me too much time to just sit there with my own thoughts. And I think that for Space Marines 2, that's not great, because the game should be non-stop action, basically. Which it still is, but, like, yeah, that escorting part can definitely destroy the momentum, basically. I feel they need to cut down the escort part, speed it up, and have it scan fewer and faster to keep the consistency and pace on par with the rest. And that is if they don't want to fully cut that part down. Yeah, I would say... Oh, geez. Sometimes when we ask for reworks and stuff, sometimes it feels like we're asking for too much. But I think the easiest way to deal with that part would, yeah, basically just no more... You don't have to find multiple dead bodies to find what you're looking for to activate the guiding robot. Maybe there's just one, that you need to get to, and I think that would speed it up quite a bit. It's not a replayable section, yet it drags forever. Probably the only op that makes me want to quit it and load into something else. Really? Yeah, that part is pretty bad. It could possibly be the worst part in any operation. Fall of Atreus can be pretty crazy too if you're with a team who doesn't know what they're doing, which I'm actually that guy there. My first Fall of Atreus, I think I did one of the puzzle pieces that made the thing go backwards, and I was like, okay, never again. Yeah, I need to play that operation more, which I will. I actually really enjoy the setting of Fall of Atreus, so I think that operation is actually really cool. It's just the puzzle is intimidating to me because I messed it up once. But okay, let's see if people feel like Reliquary needs a rework, but I definitely agree about the escort part. That can definitely be sped up. It's just too slow. I completed Reliquary on Lethal, the highest I had done before. That was average to get the helmet. I haven't played it since, and honestly, I don't think I ever will. Yeah, I'm probably gonna aim for something like that as far as a completion strategy is just go straight for Lethal. Even though I think I've beaten Reliquary on Ruthless. Anyway, so, okay, whatever. I'm also not nearly as interested in the new Chaos op as I was in the new Tyranid one. Dude, I really don't mind fighting Chaos. It can be annoying with certain classes for sure. And then, yeah, the Chaos trash mobs are super annoying because they just have like pretty good weaponry, but you can just walk through them. So they're essentially all mini like glass cannons, but like maybe just a glass gun, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, sometimes chaos can be annoying, but I actually enjoy ranged combat in this game as far as if I'm like tactical or something. If I'm bulwark, it gets kind of annoying because I just don't know if my teammates are really concerned with me taking too much range damage. So sometimes I have to walk over there and then I'm out of position, and that's where bad things happen. So as bulwark, I just try to stick with my teammates, and eventually they will get annoyed at the ranged combatants as well and just deal with it. Tyranids are just more fun to fight. I mean, I'm not saying chaos is more fun to fight. Tyranids are way more fun to fight. And Reliquary is the worst example of that because on top of the less enjoyable fights, the escort mechanic and the bridge, especially if you're playing with randoms, are a PITA. Oh, pain in the, yeah. Yeah, it definitely can be a pain. Yeah, I just think the escort mechanic is the worst. The escorting in the beginning just kills all momentum in that operation. Everything else I don't have a problem with. I really enjoy getting fire rain down from the sky from a Helldrake. It's actually kind of cool to see. Helldrakes are cool. I wish we had more of a traditional boss fights with the Helldrake rather than the puzzle. But I mean, I'm not going to ask the devs to rework an entire operation when they're adding new operations, you know? So there's that. But yeah, I do share the sentiment that chaos ops can be annoying for sure. The whole searching bit is a 40k joke. Following around a doddering servo-skull, inefficiently puttering about, all to find a body to justify a bureaucratic exception to open a door. It's funny if you're familiar with the lore, but it's only funny the first couple times. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair. I mean, I get it. It's like, yeah, it's over the top, like, and it's very tedious technology, but it's super advanced, but it only does a simple thing like open a door. No, that that's okay. It's actually that's funny. I get it now. I get it. I did not get it at first. Okay, that's actually a good note though, to be honest. The scan would be fine if the thing followed an actual path. It can search a room, go to a room to the other side, and then return to the room it was initially. It wastes so much time. And someone comments down below, lore accurate. Lore accurate mechanics. F word, I guess. So I don't know. Basically just saying it's lore accurate and it just screws around. So there's that. But yeah, no, this is a good point. The bridge bit is quite exciting in my opinion, but the endless running around the catacombs gets a bit much for sure. Maybe the new Sangsgore enemy will liven up the chaos missions a bit. Okay, so yeah, the new flying around guy. No, no, dude, that's it. Okay, you know what though? I will say looking around the catacombs and stuff can definitely get a little bit tense when you notice certain enemies start to spawn. It really just comes down to your teammates. But the issue with this part is if you have good teammates and you are clearing out a lot, then you do just sit there with your own thoughts, essentially. So it can still kill the momentum. So it's either you have bad teammates and you're absolutely, like, you're in a tough spot for the rest of the operation. If you have bad teammates, you're in a tough spot for the rest of the operation because of the puzzle for the boss. And then, I guess, running away from the Helldrake's fire rain. But then if you have good teammates, you're sitting around a lot and just thinking. So it seems like bad teammates make the later half of the operation worse, where good teammates make the first half of the operation boring. So I don't know. I'd rather take the boring option because then we can actually finish the operation. But yeah, if you have bad teammates who are consistently picking the wrong option for that boss fight, yeah, that can be very, very frustrating. Holy cow. Yeah, it just started to occur to me the last time I ran this mission, I had two teammates that just could not stop dying. And then I was stuck fighting the Helldrake by myself, and it was terrible. Reliquary is easily the weakest of the original co-op missions. It drags for way too long, and even more so if you're all only playing melee-focused characters. Can you do that with a full class? Assault, Bulwark, Tactical? Am I missing something here? Vanguard, maybe? I wouldn't consider Vanguard melee only. Melee focused? Well, you're definitely, I don't know if you can have a full team of melee focused characters. You get the Assault and Bulwark. Yeah, like, I don't know what to tell you. The Tactical would fit that team comp amazingly, though. Bulwark, Assault, Tactical for this operation actually seems pretty good. It's just the Helldrake fight at the end, you know? That could be an issue, but okay. The Helldrake fight is one of the weaker boss fights, ending Spectacles. I don't know if waiting around for the Ballistic Train or the Demon Host fight where you stand in 4 circles is worse. No, I like the both. Pretty much all these fights I actually enjoy. It's just the Helldrake fight can be a bit, you know, it can be terrible if you have bad teammates. The train's not an issue. The Demon Host fight where you stand in 4 circles is worth. No, like no. The Demon Host fight is actually that operation specifically. That is Operation 3 with the Demon Host fight. That operation I run through super fast now. I think I can get it done underneath like 10 minutes or something. It really depends on the difficulty and what class I'm using, but that is the operation I play where I'm just trying to enjoy my time in Space Marines. I just run through that operation and see how fast I can beat it. Definitely let me know how you guys feel about these boss fights. The Ballistic Train isn't bad. Like, it's literally just mobbing. I actually like that operation quite a bit too. I like the 2 operations they mentioned that were bad. I like the Demon Host fight, I like the Ballistic Train, and I like Helldrake fight when, you know, you actually have teammates that know what they're doing. Escorting the servo-skull is easily the worst part of the mission due to how slow it is and the fact that it scans sarcophagus in a random order rather than just scanning them as it comes across them. Sometimes it will go straight to the very end of the area and scan the sarcophagus over there, and it will be the wrong one and then just work its way back to the entrance. And the very last one that it scans, usually right next to the door we came through, will be the correct one, and it's such a drag. Yeah, so, okay, I'm starting to understand why this is actually a pretty good joke, but they definitely need to cut it down just to make it a little bit more convenient. It seems like they purposely made it inconvenient for the joke, and I actually, yeah, that is pretty funny, and it kind of works, but as the original poster mentioned, that if you are over 150 hours in this game, some of that stuff can start to dwell on you, for sure. Where am I at? I'm at, like, 200-ish hours, and I still enjoy playing operations and stuff, because I'm still leveling classes, and not to mention I'm playing on 2 platforms. So I have 2 leveled up. I have a leveled up Bulwark and a leveled up Tactical on PC, and I'm currently leveling up the same 2 classes on my PS5, so I don't know. None of this stuff is really becoming a drag for me. I'm still having fun. But yeah, like stuff like this can definitely be reworked, or at least cut down the tedious nature of it just a little bit. Maybe the devs came across this feedback. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know why I'm only leveling up Bulwark and Tactical. They're just my 2 favorite classes, and I enjoy playing them, so I just keep playing them. I really should try to play some more Vanguard or Heavy in operations. Heavy, I think I am trying to level up on PC. Heavy's fun. Heavy's fun. I don't know. I try to aim for melee focused characters when I'm on console because I'm using a paddle. And then I want to, you know, I try to aim. I just like using Bulwark. So I try to aim for more ranged classes when I'm using mouse and keyboard. Even though, yeah, I just really enjoy playing Bulwark, so I don't know. This was a good conversation. I do agree with the escorting the servo-skull. I think it's easily the worst part of any operation in the game at the moment. But it is a funny joke. I can't take that away from them. So, I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about this operation in the comments. And yeah, let's see if you have any ideas to kind of get around the servo-skull part and see if you have any good ideas for that. Or maybe you even have a joke yourself that could be faster. Like, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But it would be nice if we got a little bit of a, I want to say a rework. Just make the servo-skull go faster. That's pretty much it. It doesn't need like an entire rework like the guy was saying, but I just think that servo-skull spot is pretty crazy. So yeah, again, let me know in the comments how you feel about this, and thanks for watching.